Don't stop looking in my eyes. Are you cold? Do you want to sit down? I've been here a million times, so I know my way around. Don't stop looking at me now. I know you don't care as much as I do, but I'm just content with me next to you. Let's go to an art museum, I'll explain it at the coffee shop. I know you don't get it, but there's no need to fret it. It's like a gift, it's about the thought. Your name might be too much, and Van Gogh might take a while. But thank you for coming, I know that you're trying to do anything to make me smile. I'll have a cup of tea while you have a latte for both you and me. The caffeine will make sure that you don't fall asleep, 'cause darling, you're sleepy, eyes are closing. Please stay awake for me.
Hello and welcome back to another studio vlog. You know who I am. I am Mei Yang, also known as Mei Yang Art Online. I have a small business where I sell mostly stationery items. Slowly starting to grow out of that a little bit and try new things. The most important thing is to make sure that I get Patreon stuff for next month figured out. But for this month, I'm kind of experimenting a little bit. And hopefully my patrons don't mind. I like to experiment every now and then on Patreon artwork, because when I do drop prints, it's mostly for Patreon. So I feel like that's the time that I can experiment. Hopefully it turns out well. I'm really excited with how the sketch turned out. It's just making sure that it turns out well with the final product. The past few days I've been working on that. But today, the new products that I talked about in the last studio vlog are now here, and I'm super excited. Here's the Captain Froggo acrylic keychain. I went ahead and put the green sprout key clasp on there that you saw in the previous vlog with the green jump ring, and it's so super cute. This is a 2-inch acrylic keychain. The little key clasp just fits it so nicely. And then we have a sun. This is the sun that's in my transition screens between the days in my vlogs. And I thought it was about time to bring a sun back, because I had a Mr. Sun keychain a few years ago that did really well. There's some things sticking out, and that's just the plastic that's on top of it that I'm gonna be working on taking off today. So I have a lot of that to do. This is a completely new product. It is an acrylic coaster, and I already took the film off the front, but this film on the front and the back, I'm really happy with how this looks. I'm going to put some adhesive cork on the back so that it doesn't slide around when you put your drinks on it. I also have this design. You might recognize this as the Lazy Days Are Okay sign. I took the text off of it. The only thing I wish I did was make sure that the artwork went all the way to the edges, because as you can see here, there's a little bit of a clear part of the acrylic, but it's totally okay. Next time I'll make sure it goes all the way out. This is a 4-inch circle, so it should be able to hold quite a few things. Also got my reprints of my lanyard. In the past studio vlog, I said I didn't check the artwork really well. It was kind of slanted, but these are good. So I actually just sold my last A grade last night, so I'm happy to get these in time to put more A grades up in the Etsy shop. This is how my desk currently looks like with all my stuff out. So today I will be working on peeling all of these so that the front and back of the films are off. Same with the acrylic keychains here and here. The lanyards, I'm going to take them out of their bag and put them in the bag I usually have them in. And I'm going to save the bags for something in the future. But yeah, I have quite a few things to go through. Thankfully, it's not too many, because I think I have 15 or 20 of each of the coasters and 15 or 20 each of the acrylic keychains. I like to go ahead and get this done so they're out of the way and it's not a huge random mess on my desk. Also, I have to start doing some better organizing down here. I keep this top part in my closet really nice, but as you can see, it's starting to kind of run out of space. I really want to get something that I can hang up here, maybe with command hooks, so I can hang some things up, but I'm not exactly sure what. I would really like to utilize this wall space, and I'm gonna have to start utilizing these box spaces. I'm gonna go to the dollar store later and buy more of these. The last time I went to Dollarama, they had these bins that were a bit wider, so I think that'd be really useful. But yeah, I'll have to reorganize this somehow to make room for my new products. I ended up buying two of these larger bins, and as you can see, they're a lot bigger than this black one here. And I'm thinking I can use this bin to put the lanyards in, because I now have a lot of lanyards. So I was checking my lanyards, and the last time I had lanyards, I messed up and did not check the proof properly, and I ended up kind of slanting the artwork sideways. Now that I looked at it closer, I have another problem with the lanyard, but this time it's not my fault. The artwork is way too far from where they sewed it, and the artwork here is going over the clasp, which it should not be doing. I submitted the same template, the same everything, and I know that the template is correct because when we have to submit the template for a group order, there's a specific way we have to name it. I submitted the same template for the same group order where I purchased these lanyards the first time, and they're using the same manufacturer. The template hasn't changed or anything, so I just got in contact with the person who's in charge of the group order, and they will get in contact with the manufacturer about it. I took photos of the product and then I just sent it to them, so they will have photos to show the manufacturer the problems. Not only that, because this is sewn incorrectly, when you fold the lanyard in half, my name here should be right in the center, because I designed it so it'll be right in the center where it folds and it goes around your neck. But as you can see, it's on the side, so they assembled it incorrectly. I'm having like no luck with this lanyard, so I have a whole nother stack of B grades of 25 lanyards. Hopefully they get replaced. If I felt like being super crafty, I could just try to fix it myself and make them wristlets, but that's a lot of work. I mean, there's only 25, but for now these would be B grades unless I decide to be fancy and make wristlets for them. These are the backings I got for the coasters. It's a cork backing and then has adhesive on the back. As you can see, it just fits in here, so hopefully I don't mess it up because I don't want this part to be showing. So we're gonna try our best to put it on there as nicely as possible. I'm gonna try this out on these two coasters because I already peeled the front of these two when I was doing the Patreon unboxing. Gonna treat it like laminating stickers, I guess, and that's how it looks like. So I'm just gonna peel this much off and then put it where I want it That was really easy, so I'm really happy with that. The cork is actually thinner than I thought it would be, but I think it'll be okay because now that it has this cork on here, it'll keep it from moving all the time on the table. We have a cup on top of it, and it'll also protect the back a bit. So when you buy these coasters, you want to make sure you hand wash them, of course, because there's an adhesive bag, so you don't want it in the dishwasher because the dishwasher will destroy the adhesive on it. Found the littlest piece on the edge that was sticking out, and then now easy peasy. Right now the cork is actually harder to peel than the protective film on the coaster, which is kind of funny. I'm going to end today here because I just started playing Honkai Star Rail and I want to go play a bit. So yeah, I'll see you the rest of these for tomorrow.
Wake up this morning, make the mistake of turning on the TV. Nothing but bad news, empty avenues rolling on the screen. Oh, walk to the kitchen and make myself a cup of coffee. Wave at the older man, get into something tame on his balcony. Oh, yeah, we both have been stuck in our apartments for 2 months too long. We don't even get along, but the world just fell apart straight out of the blue. So in my mind I whisper ciao and I take myself to Tuscany, Italy, riding on a Vespa in a sunflower field. Yeah, warm wind blowing and birds are singing in cypress trees. Tuscany, Italy, eating carbonara and reading Machiavelli while the world ends. That's where I will be. Go back to my room. I pick up the laptop to join a work call. I don't think Erin knows that she's wearing her sweatshirt inside out. Oh.
How to assemble acrylic keychains. First off, you need jump rings. I have some gold ones and some green ones as well. They both are 8mm and I think they're the perfect size for acrylic keychains. And then usually they come already open like this or closed. I think if you buy it from like Michael's, they're closed. You're gonna need these pliers. I have 2 of them actually. This one I bought from Michael's, and this green one here is actually from a dollar store. It comes in a set of 3, so this you can buy at Dollarama if you're in Canada. It's really useful. I like these ones because they're easier to handle versus the normal size pliers that you will find in a toolbox, but either one will work, but these are just more convenient. Gonna take the jump ring, and normally it's closed, but all you're gonna do is pull it apart like this. One way going upwards, one way going backwards. I'm gonna open it, then you take your charm, put it in there along with the key clasp, and then you're just going to grab the size you just opened, and then you're just going to move them back into place, and voila. And by moving the jump ring just backwards and forwards, it keeps you from morphing the shape of it, and that's how you assemble a keychain. So all the keychains are assembled and they're in here in this box for now. Then I have my acrylic coasters over here stacked up. I was using this to brush the backs off because the acrylic coasters had pieces of film all over the coasters. I set these aside so I can film a TikTok. Don't have a backing card for them, but I'm going to make up one real quick with some artwork I've already done for these. The coasters, I'm not exactly sure if I want to make a backing for them. Bag I bought for these are just the right size, I think, and they're just a little bit more on top that I could do a backing with, but I honestly don't think I need a backing because it has the cork on here, and I think the backing with this would just be too much because you're not going to see much of it anyway, but we'll see if I decide to do it or not.
They were painting.
I was going to repackage them in the packaging that came in, but some of them are in really rough shape and some of the sides are like opening up and it does not look nice. So I'm just going to use what I have. I use these bags I get from clearbags.ca. These bags right here. And it's really useful that they're kind of long, because then if you have a really long product like lanyards, which I also use this for, then it's really handy. Now I'm just going to transfer all these keychains in the old one into the new one. It's unfortunate I can't use the old packaging, but it is what it is. And overall, other than the plastic, I'm happy with how the packaging looks. This is also taking longer than I thought it would. So the whole day since I started working, I've just been packing all these. Fortunately though, I don't have many, so it won't take me days to do this, but I feel a little bad because I should be working on Patreon stuff. But I think my patrons will be okay as long as I eventually get Patreon stuff out. I'll have the calendar ready before May starts, so that's something that's good. So that's going to be it. I think I'm going to stop filming for the day and see how much I can get of this done. So it's day 3 of trying to get the products together and put away. I have these coasters left to do. I also want to reorganize stuff in my closet here where my inventory is, so the space is better for the products I have and incoming products. Here and here I have some boxes and extra organizing stuff that I could potentially use, but this is the most important right now. The TikTok reel can wait. I wish I had this when I was wiping the acrylic keychains, because I noticed after I took the film off of them, like I was getting fingerprints all over them. So instead I was using a tissue to wipe the acrylic charms, but at the very end my husband gave me this. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he told me that it's kind of like microfiber but not. I was a little worried because the texture made me think that it would scratch the acrylic a bit, because it's not exactly all paper, and people usually use these towels to clean their car because it doesn't tear as easily. These were great for acrylic items, so that's what I'm going to use to clean these coasters when I peel the front off, because I only peel the back off to put the backings on. Now it's time to peel the front and clean them and put them in their baggies.
Like this. It's already bad.
This coaster I would consider a B grade. Can you tell what is wrong with this coaster? Around here, right above the blue cloud, there's a small black dot that's quite visible because it's against a whitish gray moon cat. I would consider that as a B grade because that's something I can't take off either, and it's already inside the acrylic. That could have happened anytime during the process when the acrylic was being made or when they put the image on here. It's because of stuff like that that I like to take the film off to check it. So that would be considered a B grade. Now if it was like really faint and I think that only I could see it, then I would still consider it an A grade. What I like to do sometimes is if I notice something, I would take it to my husband to see if he noticed if anything is wrong, because as artists we tend to be really harsh when it comes to grading items, and I'm not trying to be as harsh as I used to be with grading. And if my husband doesn't notice what's wrong with it, then I try not to be too hard with the grading. But with this, it's really noticeable, so this little guy will be a B grade. Here is the Captain Froggo coaster. At the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it, but around the bottom here there is a small black dot, and this, even though it has a small black dot that's kind of visible, I would still consider this an A grade. Why? Because it's not on an important part of the artwork. So I made these stickers to put on the back of the packaging for the coasters. Basically just says Lanyard Art, Digital Illustrator. I switched the font to the correct font that I'm using all the time, so all the other things I have with this logo on it isn't right. But this is right now, so I'll eventually change it to this. And it just says, please hand wash only, so that way there's some branding on the packaging and instructions. Finally reorganized my closet space. I was having a really difficult time trying to figure out what to put in these larger bins. The thing about these bins is these really chunky sides, and that's how you stack these on top of each other. And I wanted to put the coasters in here with the snack bags here together, and they would have fit perfectly if it didn't have these chunks here, but it is what it is. I ended up putting the lanyards here and the snapbacks in here, the coaster in here by themselves, and these two are just empty for now for other things. All the stationery items are over here except for the random microfiber cloth, but it fits there fine. And down here below this stuff, I wanted lighter weight items here because this is also already kind of heavy, so I don't want it to mess up the grid cube. Eventually I would like to get some kind of shelving that will fit this better for all my stuff, but for now the hard part is trying to find something that will actually go inside this. We tried going to IKEA to find something when we first moved in. Down here I have my memo pads and my washi tape, and I split them easily by just folding a sheet of paper in half and then folding the sides upwards. Very easy and fast way to split products. Under that is just my dollar bin that I usually take when I go vending. Here's the acrylic keychains I worked on this week and my other acrylic items on the other side. I have these bins there, so I know that I can still add stuff to the side. I want to utilize as much as the grid space as possible. I don't exactly like how this is because there is so much space above where the bin is, but it is what it is. Work with what I have. Here is all the B grade items that I will eventually go through and make mystery packs out of. This is a walleye from needle punching, more B grade stuff, all my random bags and shipping supplies, empty containers, and behind that is all the plastic bags that came with the stuff that I was working on this week, so I want to keep them so I can reuse them. This is empty for now. I have some stuff that I have no space for. I reorganized this so that I could put as much of the organizing supplies in here as possible, and now it looks a lot better than what it did before. I'm glad that all that is done now. Wasn't planning to reorganize things, but I have to because I actually have a few more items that are coming in, so I do need to make space for them. And since that's already done, it is just something that I don't have to worry about later on. I'm excited to show you the products that are coming in. The shop update that I was hoping to do kind of soon it's gonna get pushed back. So it would be most likely the end of May or the beginning of June that I have my next shop update. I hope you guys don't mind this vlog. I didn't realize that it would take so long to put all the products together. Now that all the products are done, I will start focusing on Patreon stuff. I pushed Patreon stuff back a few days, 2-3 days, 3 days. Yeah, I pushed Patreon stuff back 3 days so I can get all this product stuff put away, because if I didn't do that, all I would do is think about the products. I can now start focusing more on Patreon stuff, but that will be for next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!